welcome to Cambridge Community Kitchen. Thank you so much for volunteering to come and clean with us. Come on in. So yeah, this is the kitchen that we are based in at the moment. We're at St Andrew's Baptist Church, and yeah, this is your first time helping out with CCK, then thank you so much, you're a star.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
There's nothing to be nervous about. This is a really friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Everyone is lovely. You are going to have a great time. You're going to help the community. You're going to clean a kitchen, and it's going to be great.
Oh, that sounds so exciting.
And I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, explain it all, so all that fear goes away, and you're ready to come back and do it again. So, this is the kitchen. This is how it's laid out. We've got lots of different sinks going on. That little sink in the corner there, this is where you're going to wash your hands when you arrive, and the blue paper towels you can use to dry them there. This sink is for veg washing. You don't need to worry about that. You're not going to be washing any veg, so don't touch this sink. Just leave it alone. And this sink over here is where we do most of our washing up. So any kind of smaller kitchen equipment can be washed up in here. And the final set of sinks is over here. And this is where you could wash up any bigger pots. So one of the things you might be doing is helping the kitchen team finish their washing up. But when you first arrive for your shift, they're probably still going to be pretty busy potting up. So something you can do to be useful right at the beginning while they're still finishing serving up the food is to get started on the laundry. So we have a little system going on here, and what you can do as a volunteer is move the laundry on one step from wherever it is at the moment. So you can see here there's loads of stuff that is dry and hanging up. So what you can do to move that on a step is take it all down, fold it up really nicely, and pop it down here, which is where all of the aprons and kitchen towels live. So you can see there's lots of aprons in here. Bring them over here. If there is laundry still in the washing machine, what you can do is take it out and hang it up to dry like that. And if there's laundry in this basket that needs to be washed, you can pop it in, put it on to wash. See this powder here, little drawer to put it in there. We usually use setting 9 on the washing machine, and we like to put it on a delay so that it is done kind of in the morning the next day. So yeah, first thing you do, move that laundry on. By the time you've done that, hopefully the kitchen team are all done with potting up, and you can get started on helping them clean. So they might have some pots and pans and things to wash up. As I said, you can wash them in this sink here. The team lead will be around to kind of guide you on what you're doing. You don't need to take full responsibility for deciding what to do, organising things. There's no pressure on you at all. Just do what the team lead tells you is going to be helpful. But yeah, there's washing up liquid here. There is a dishwasher which we sometimes but not always use. Again, don't worry about using that unless it's already on and being used. But yeah, wash up dishes, as I said, smaller things in there, big pots over there. And when you have done with that, the next thing that needs to be done is giving all the surfaces in the kitchen a good old wipe down. So this down here is our magic kitchen cleaning product. This is H2. It lives in this blue bottle. It also lives in this spray bottle. So there are lots and lots of sources of kitchen cleaning fun. We have a little 2-step cleaning process here. So what we like to do, first of all, is give the surfaces a good wipe down with soap and water. Find in the sink, funnily enough. When you've done that, you can give it a spray with H2. Give it sort of 30 seconds or so just to settle in, really, disinfect, and then wipe that down. And that is your surfaces super clean. The places that will need to be cleaned are this big table in the middle where everyone's been chopping stuff. Probably the tops of these trolleys, the tops of the hobs. And don't forget to kind of get right in there if there's any food that's gone kind of down around the rings, make sure to cook that out and to make sure it's nice and clean. You can lift these off. It's magic. It opens up to make that nice and easy. And then don't forget about these little trays underneath. I didn't know these were here until not that long ago. They are also on this one. And these also hide away, so make sure they're nice and clean as well.
So I first wipe the top, then I take them off, wipe that next part, and then I take off these things and clean them. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is right. You've got it. You're doing so well.
Thank you.
So, you've done that, your surfaces are all clean. As you're kind of doing that, the things you've washed up, maybe they're dry now. Maybe another lovely volunteer has dried them up for you. What you need to do with those is make sure that they are all put away in the places they belong. So we've got these shelves here. As you can see, all of these little areas on the shelves are labelled with what is meant to be there. So we've got all of our gastros here, which are the metal trays that we use to put the chopped vegetables in. Pots and things on the bottom. There are some boxes where equipment goes. Just make sure that you're putting everything back in the place it's supposed to be so that it's nice and tidy for the next people who come and use this kitchen. Because it's not just our space, we're very kindly being hosted here, and there are other organisations that also use it and need to be able to find their stuff. And one thing that's really important is to make sure that nothing is stored on the floor. So you can see you've got a little crate going on here so that these pots are not touching the floor. Anything that can go on the shelves, make sure it does. Please don't leave it on the floor. Bit of a trip hazard. It's also just not very hygienic, and we don't want that. So yeah, make sure everything is nicely stored away. When the kitchen space is nice and clear, the floor is clear of things, next thing you're going to do is give it a good mop. So I'm going to take you round to the fun little mop station. And what you can see here, got a big bucket labelled floor, got chemical in here. This is what you use. Guess what? What do you think you clean with the floor stuff?
The fridge.
Close! You got the right letter.
The floor.
Well done!
Yay!
This is what you're going to use to clean the floor. So you want about 1 scoop of this in a mop bucket. There's a colour coding chart on the wall there which shows you which sort of colours of thing to use for which area. So what we like in the kitchen are the blue and green mop buckets. So you've got mop heads got a colour coded here, buckets got a colour coded here. Blue is good, green is good, red is bad. We do not want to clean anything in the kitchen with a red bucket. So if you see a red mop bucket here, do not use it. Blue or green is the way to go. And you're going to mop the floor. I hope you know how to do that. It's nice and easy. Make sure you've gone under all the surfaces. You might want to give the floor a bit of a sweep first, just in case there are any bits of veg that get trapped underneath here or under the cookers over there. And then, so clear those up. They'll be in this little contraption here. There should be a bin bag where you can dispose of any bits and pieces from the floor. We don't have a sort of food waste system here, so if one of the volunteers on the kitchen shift has brought along a bag, or you have, as a proactive little composter, have brought along a bag to take away veg scraps, you can put anything like that in there and take it away and compost it at home. Otherwise, any bits of food from the floor go in the general waste bin. And then, yeah, give the floor a good mop. When you've finished with that, make sure you are not chucking that dirty floor liquid down the sinks in the kitchen. That needs to go into a sink outside of the kitchen. So you can use the sink in the bathroom, put it in the toilet, or there is a sink in the cleaning cupboard, which the team lead should have a code to access. This is also where, if you have any personal belongings with you, you can store them in here. We don't want those non-foodie things in the kitchen, because that is not hygienic. So, you've done all of that. Kitchen's looking pretty spotless. The last thing you want to do is just come through here. Make sure to go through the closing checklist. So, this can be found in this green folder. Over here, this is where all the documents to do with the kitchen live. And yeah, it's a bright green folder. It has these checklists of opening and closing checks. The team lead will have done all the opening checks at the beginning and should have done some of those closing checks, but just have a quick scan through, make sure that you've done all the cleaning things like washed everything up, swept and mopped the floors. Don't worry too much about things like the fridge and freezer temperatures, the team lead will deal with those, but just make sure all those cleaning bits and pieces have been done and check them off so we know that the cleaning procedure is being followed. And that is basically it. When you have done all of that, look around, you've got a lovely shiny kitchen, it's all ready for the next volunteers. Hopefully you are really excited to come back and clean with us again.
Yay!
Woo! Thank you so much for helping CCK, you're a star, and we can't wait to welcome you onto a shift.
See you soon.